All right, so more on mining. This time, a little bit of bad news coming from CoinDesk, a little bit of FUD. Hungary's central bank head calls on EU to ban crypto mining and trading. The governor of the Hungarian National Bank said he agreed with the Russian central bank's earlier proposal to ban crypto activities. Now, this is something that's been going on a lot. We see, oh, we're going to ban it, we don't ban it. Oh, we're going to ban it, we don't ban it. And then part of that is that it starts feeling like the boy who cried wolf. And then we kind of do get caught off guard when, for example, China actually went through with the ban and the whole entire crypto mining space had to move to other geographical locations. So it's a little hard to take these seriously because they happen all the time, this sort of talk. However, it is important to cover them so that we are aware in case this does end up coming to fruition. The chief of Hungary's national bank said he supports banning crypto trading and mining in the European Union on the grounds that it could service illegal activities and tend to build up financial pyramids. Once again, what's the number one way that they try to do this? They try to do this by striking fear in you by saying that there are illegal activities being performed on the networks. This is the number one go-to, and then eventually maybe they'll come out and say the real reason, which is that it's a threat to their current financial position in the society. And that's really what we start seeing. For example, what we started seeing in the addressing of it in the US. So when you read these, always remember that that is the number one strategy to get the public to go along with something, whether or not the actual accusations are true and how valid they are. Regardless of the amount of illegal activity that is being done on blockchain, the amount of illegal activity being done off chain through other means, whether that's laundering through purchasing expensive paintings or other means, is still primarily done in fiat currency and, of course, the US dollar. Not to mention the amount that's actually done by the US government itself when we're talking about these particular situations. So remember, we don't give up our financial freedom, our privacy, and our security for safety. Because that's how you end up in a totalitarianism dictatorship. That's how this progression happens. It always starts with fear. Following China's move making all crypto activities illegal in September and Russia's central bank recently proposing to do the same, I don't know this name, wrote in a statement that, quote, I perfectly agree with the proposal and also support the senior EU financial regulators' point that the EU should ban the mining method used to produce the most new Bitcoin. So here's the other thing. If you're going to claim, basically, if you're going to claim illegal activity on the blockchain, just as a point here, but the way that you want to combat it is by removing a completely legitimate thing that's being done on the blockchain. It seems a little silly. Like, I can't take you seriously. There are other things you could do. KYC, for example, right? You could also, if you wanted to get rid of cryptocurrency mining, you could raise your electric rates even higher, at least at the residential rate. This doesn't make any sense. It doesn't follow a logical pattern here, because it's like, okay, because illegal activities are happening, we're going to remove the workers that are providing a service completely legitimately. We're going to remove them from the equation. And it's like, okay, well, that doesn't really help anything. That there are going to be other people in other parts of the world that are going to continue to maintain the network. So now all you're doing is not participating in increasing the wealth of your public with this medium. And it's going to be a big deal. We just talked about how big NFTs are going to be. This is absolutely ridiculous reasoning. The Russian National Bank recently switched its position to supporting the regulation of crypto rather than outright banning it. And we already talked about that as well. I was going to bring it up if that wasn't a point here. But, quote, it is clear cut that cryptocurrencies could service illegal activities and tend to build up financial pyramids, Madolsky wrote. Is that correct? The EU should act together in order to preempt the building up of new financial pyramids and financial bubbles. All right, so part of that is that what they're trying to say is essentially you build up a bubble, it pops, it destroys the economy. There have been those arguments across, cryptocurrency in the past. Once again, that is your financial responsibility as an individual. That is not the government's job to determine or protect you as a citizen from some sort of pyramid scheme or financial bubble. Okay? That is your decision as an individual. In my humble opinion, the government shouldn't have any say in that. Madolsky proposed instead that EU citizens and companies would be allowed to own cryptocurrencies outside the EU, and regulators would track their holdings. Of course, they will be doing this. And this is still a problem. And it comes down to like the whole KYC thing. Look, we understand that the governments want to gather taxes to basically support the society. To a certain extent, that's completely understandable. Servicing of roads, that sort of thing, public services, and so on. So they want to track it so that they can pull taxes out. That's the primary goal. The question is, to what extent is that really necessary? Blockchain proposes an interesting solution actually to this for governments, because it is a lot more traceable than, say, the US dollar that you can take as paper money and hand it to Joe for a rifle for $600. Whereas now in the US, for example, if you basically have a digital transaction of $600, that's getting reported immediately to the IRS. Such little amounts of money that it's laughable that their argument is this is to actually get more taxes out of the upper class. No. This is to keep the lower classes, middle class, and lower classes down and pinned down by taxing the ever-living crap out of every single transaction they make. There's no large, basically super rich dude that's going to be worried about having to basically report $600 to the IRS. It's to the point to where it's just babying the public. It's a little ridiculous. So a lot of these arguments to me are like, okay, whatever. I hope you enjoyed this clip from the Crypto Mining Morning Show every Monday through Friday, 7:45 a.m. Pacific and 10:45 a.m. Eastern Time. You can check out more clips here, or if you're interested in checking out the entire live show, you can check that out down here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next Tuesday.